Destry Abbott here. We're out here in beautiful California with Dirtbike magazine, testing my Kx500 we built. As you can see, it's a lot like my race bike, but it's a completely different bike. This one's updated with a lot of 2016 Kx450 parts as far as forks, suspension, motor, some different components. Obviously with the Kx500, one of the big things we've changed was the Kx450 2016 air forks, along with the front disc being a flow disc. The braking's huge, so that was a big difference that I really liked and I needed. Another thing is the fast bars. GPR made the special triple clamp, so it's the same offset, but will fit the new 2016 Kx450 forks. FMF, one of the cool things those guys did, Little D over there, is they built me an awesome exhaust pipe with the FMF power core silencer. As you can see, one thing that's pretty sweet is the new IMS pegs. Things are really good. It's definitely, my feet aren't coming off, especially at 100 miles per hour, and that's important to make sure your feet are staying on the pegs. Probably one of the coolest things that I really like on this bike was the REKLUSE, the D8 REKLUSE clutch cover. They cut that off and put a Kx450 clutch cover on it, so it's easier access to changing the clutch plates, and it's just kind of a little cool little aftermarket piece we did. Another thing is the wheels. One of the big things is the rear brake. And we actually run a Kx450 rear brake disc, which is a lot bigger than the stock one. I used to heat up the brakes a lot on the stock rear brake pads, mainly because I was probably a little scared and dragging them a lot. But now with the bigger disc, it's definitely a good feeling, and I like that. That's one thing that sticks out to me. One of the things that I like on the bike too is the works connection components. You know, I have a clutch perch on it, the throttle tubes, and different things like that. We extended the clutch arm by 4 to 5 millimeters at the bottom where it goes into the case to make it an easier pull, because I use one finger, and before with Kx500 it's too much there, so that made it easier clutch pull and a good feel for it too. We also have the arcade chain, the Flo Sprockets, which are really good because, you know, as far as maintenance and not having to change sprockets, chains, whatever, and having the reliability there, so that's key for us. So obviously I have the green anodized hubs with the 18-inch Excel rear wheel and the 21 Excel front with the Dunlop 81 tires on it. Another thing we had on this bike was the Showa suspension we talked about, but Evo suspension did the fork settings, the shock, and once we got that down and dialed, super pumped on that suspension compared to what I raced back in the Kx500 days. Obviously everybody wants to know about the Kx500 motor, and honestly we kept this bike stock. I mean, with the Kawasaki genuine parts, leaving it stock and reliable is a big part for us, and I plan on racing this bike, and it's something that I wanted to be kind of basically as close to my race bike as it is now. So for the overall aesthetics of the bike, Silo did the graphics and with the moto seat, and I actually think the bike turned out really clean and looks racy. Obviously, Derek Ball and I had a great time building this Kx500. It turned into be more of a project. At the same time, we kept thinking of cooler things to do, and that's basically how it evolved to what it is compared to my race bike I used to do. And yeah, it's been a great project. We're having fun with the dirt bike staff and roosting some dirt, that's for sure. Definitely want to give a big thanks out to everybody that was involved on helping me build this Kx500 bike, and everybody knows who they are, from nuts and bolts to clutch covers to wheels to, you know, exhaust. It was a lot of people that were involved, and I'm excited with the way it turned out and the way it runs.